So there's a global pandemic going on right now, and I thought it would be a good idea to use this time stuck inside to answer your questions. So I asked some of you on Instagram if you had any questions for me, and some of you answered, which is awesome. Thank you so much. And there are the questions right here on this paper. So before I get into answering your questions, I also thought that it would be an awesome time to introduce myself, because if you've watched my other videos, I don't really talk about myself that much. And if this is the first video that you're watching by me, that's great, because you can watch this one first and then go watch my other ones with knowing more about me. So, my name's Juliet. Hello. I'm 17 as of March 11th. I am not in school. I'm a dropout, and high school dropout, and I am building a van with my family and my dog to go travel Australia in the van that we're building right now. And yeah, that's pretty much a basis around who I am. I've already introduced my brother on this channel, who's not here right now, my dad as well, and my mum not yet, but don't worry, she's not much of a camera, she's more of the behind the camera kind of person, not the in front of the camera kind of person, but I will convince her, so it's okay. You'll get to meet her soon. Anyway, so let's get started with the questions. Where are you up to in the van build? Well, we are up to taking the floor out, and it's horrible and I hate it so much and I don't want to do it. We have taken out the walls, taken out the ceiling, literally everything, because the guy that we bought the van from, or like we didn't buy it from him, but the guy who previously owned the van, he did a really crappy job on building the van. It kind of seemed like he didn't have a place to live or something, I don't know, and just went to hell with the actual procedures and ways of building a van, because he has drilled holes through the wall, through the floor, through the ceiling probably. Yeah, it's really, really crappy to deal with, but we're getting through it. This whole floor issue is really not fun, but at the end of the day, we did get this van for only 900 and like, oh no, I've got 60 bucks, 960, I think. And so like, buying a van for so cheap, it's only fair really that we have to put a lot more work into making it our own and making it into an awesome van build where 4 people can live in it. So I guess it's fair enough, but still it really sucks. But yeah, that's what we're up to with the van build, up to taking out the floor. Where would be the first place you would go once you finish building the van? So if it was up to me, I would go straight up to Queensland and go to the Great Barrier Reef. But obviously you can't go to the Great Barrier Reef in a van, but you know what I mean. Like we would drive up there and then go from the earth, from the land to the ocean, or however it works. I've heard that you have to like go to some island, and then from the island you go to the place, to the Great Barrier Reef, but I don't know, that would probably be the first place if it was up to me. But it also depends on the season, because say if we leave in winter, which was the plan, but now I don't know because of this whole coronavirus thing that's going around. If we go in summer, definitely Queensland, but if we were to go in the winter, like originally planned, probably the Kosciuszko Ranges in the, is it the Snowy Mountains? I don't know. But it's like in New South Wales, just maybe, I think we've been there before, so maybe, I think it was a 7-hour drive from Sydney. So I'll probably go there because skiing is awesome. I love skiing so much. I've had a traumatizing experience with skiing where I got lost in a school trip, like a school skiing trip, and I got lost and literally thought, like, because we were with, okay, I'm going to do a story time on this, right? So you go with a group and you could have either chose beginner, intermediate, or like expert, or like something like experienced. And I went experienced because I've done a lot of skiing, thinking that it wasn't going to be that bad because, first of all, I've skied in the Andes in Chile, or however you want to say it, and that was fine, I could deal with that. Second of all, this is like friggin' Australia, like we don't have huge mountain ranges or huge mountains. Third of all, it's a school trip, so we're kids, they're not going to like friggin' shoot us down a mountain. But let me just tell you, I was very wrong. So all the instructors are wearing the same clothing, and they've got helmet, goggles, like a red jacket or whatever, and blue skiing pants. Like, it's all the same. So if you're looking at an instructor from behind, like say you're looking, oh, there's some nice scenery, oh, look at the trees, look at the view, and then you look back and there's two instructors and you don't know which one is which, you're gonna get lost. And I ended up following the wrong instructor, and I stopped and I looked down to where, like, I was about to go down the hill, and I'm like, that's not the right, no, I'm not doing that. Found another run that was a little bit easier. It was like a intermediate course, so I went down that one, which ended up being the actual one I was supposed to be going down, and met up with the group who were looking for me everywhere, and then I didn't ski for the next 2 days of the skiing trip because I was traumatized. I make it sound like it wasn't that scary, but it was very scary for me. So yeah, I'd probably go, to answer your question, if it was in the winter, I would go to the Kosciuszko Ranges and ski, and if it was in the summer, up to the Gold Coast or to the Great Barrier Reef. Sorry, that was turned into a story time, but you're welcome. Any tips on how to enjoy ISO? And if you're not from Australia, ISO is what we call isolation, because we come up with short versions of every single word in the dictionary. So yes, I do have some tips for you. Well, let me think. So how I'm dealing with isolation, self-isolation, is I'm picking up new hobbies, and I actually would 100% recommend that to anyone watching this video. Instead of making this a negative experience and thinking about how sucky it is, try and pick something up that you've always wanted to do but never have. For me, it was embroidery. I have always kind of wanted to do embroidery, and I got a little bit like intense with it. Like, hang on, I did this, these were already sewn on. I did this, oh no, that was already sewn on. I did these, this thing here, is there anything else in my butt? No. I fixed the giant rip in my pants because that was huge. I did this, all these daisies, and this lavender thing here, and I also have a denim jacket that I have like embroidered flowers all on the back of it. That's probably taken me the longest. So yeah, I've picked up embroidery. So yeah, I would just say for anyone who's finding this whole self-isolation thing, quarantine thing, really bad, because it is, like, it does suck. I'm not gonna, say that it's fun, but, I've lost my job because of this whole coronavirus thing, which really sucks. I worked with probably the best like co-workers I will ever have, ever. Like I can't imagine me working with anyone better than that team. And some of them are almost parents. Like one of the people I work with, their wife is pregnant and due to have a baby in June, I think, and he's lost his job. And then there's people who aren't Australian citizens and they can't go to Centrelink and get money from the government. Like, it's just, not yet anyway. And they're just stuck here with no money from work, can't go back home because every country is locked up pretty much. So I'm in a really, really, really good position where I live with my parents and I don't have bills to pay, so it wasn't too much of a big deal for me. But yeah, I've lost my job from this and it sucks. And there's so many people out there who have lost their jobs as well, and I really am not in a place to complain, and I'm not complaining. But yeah, to be in isolation, just do things that you never had the chance to do. Read a book that you've always wanted to read. You know, pick up a hobby like embroidery or something. Clean. Like, there's so many things you could do. Pick up yoga, do home exercises, start a YouTube channel. Like, there's so many things you can do. Anyways, okay. Okay, next question. What's next in the van build? So, what's next is probably the what's next is finishing the floor, actually. That's what's next. And then after that, I'd say putting in insulation or cleaning out the walls and then putting in an insulation. And then after we put insulation in and the walls up, we can do electrics. Like, after we get all this crap out of the van, I think things will start going a little bit faster because we'll actually be seeing progress rather than seeing the van just being, you know, become empty. And it doesn't, even though it is progress and it's major progress, it's still like not as motivating because it's not your own work being put into the van, it's taking things out, so it doesn't really feel like progress as much. But yeah, that's what's next. Where did I grow up? So, I was born in Perth, Australia, and then when I was about 2 or 3, we moved to Sydney, and I've been stuck here ever since. I like my house and I like living here, but I don't like going outside and being around everybody else. I don't know, I can't stand the city life. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over this place. I want to move, if I could move anywhere, it would be to the Gold Coast. For now, my parents' professions. So, my mum was a flight attendant for like 23 years, and then she quit. Now she is learning to make jewelry, and which is really awesome. She's made me a couple of things, which I don't have with me right now, but she's made me rings, necklaces, like everything jewelry related. She can make it, so. She's actually making wedding rings right now for her first clients, which is some family members actually, so. Oh, and my dad, I don't know why I keep looking at the paper, there's no more questions. And my dad, he is a singer, musician, and also he does like, he paints houses, does garden work. He also is like kind of a bit of a handyman as well. So he does those two things at the moment. But his main thing and his passion is singing. And fun fact, I love showing off about this. If you're Aussie and you know the Specsavers ad where the lifesaver goes and saves a seal and comes into the thinking, like, because it's a Specsavers ad, he's blind and he thinks the seal is the child and he saves the seal out of the water, and then everyone on the beach is like, why the hell are you saving a seal? Like, so confused. And there's music over it. My dad is the singer in that ad, and he was also on The Voice as well. So in 2017 he was a singer, a contestant on The Voice, and he got 7th, I think. 7th place. So yeah. Anyways, that's all the questions answered. If you have any more questions, be sure to list them in the description below, and I'll answer them for you. Like, I'll chat back because, and yeah, I'll reply and I'll answer your question. And please follow me on Instagram, on yeah, just on Instagram, and subscribe. Like, that would be cool if you could subscribe. And stay safe in this horrible, it's not horrible, but in this crappy time for everyone. Stay safe, stay inside, don't get coronavirus, and if you do, don't die, please, because it would suck. So just, so awkward. Anyways, so I'll see you in my next video. Mwah, bye.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating.